Well, hello again guys, here is Andrew Henry talking to you from my channel ArcDev. Today is the first part of a series about line art I'll be making on my channel here. We'll be answering a couple of questions in each single episode, passing through the process of any drawing you are going to do or how you can make a line art and adjust it to look more better. So this episode we got four important questions: how to make line art, how to make your line art look like anime. Third question, I can't do line art, so what should I do? The fourth question, line art, my line art is so bad, so what should I do? Well, as for the first one, well, I'm telling you the answers for those questions while I'm drawing my gesture daily training. I'll be drawing portraits, very fast portraits. Each portrait takes about from 3 minutes to four and a half minutes. The first thing I would like to tell you before you try anything is to draw gesture. Gesture is very important for the professional and the beginner. So try it. I was so late while starting to do it, so I don't want you to make the same mistake as I did. So try hard to make your daily training gestures. Okay. The first question we're going to answer is how to make line art. First, you'll have to understand the shapes, the 2D shapes, the triangle, the square, the circle. Understand those three. Start drawing those three as much as you can. Start scratching them around on your sketches. Work them on your A4 paper, printer paper, whatever papers you're going to draw on, or in Photoshop, in Clay Paint Studio. Just try and train your eyes, train your mind, train your muscles, train your hand to be able to draw those three shapes. The drawing process is combined between the mindsets, the eyes, the nerves, and the muscles of the arm reaching through your hand. So it's a long process, so you will have to train your eyes, train your mind, train your hand to be able to translate whatever you got in your mind into paper. It takes time, but you will reach it into the end. Sometimes I wake up at night and would like to illustrate and draw some of my dreams, some of my nightmares. Helps me to draw some weird stuff, some epic designs, so it's fun. How to make line art? First thing I already said is to make and understand those three shapes: the triangle, the square, the circle. The second one is to try and morph this, understand those three shapes and move them into the 3D type. Like the cone is the 3D of the triangle, the cube is the 3D of the square, the ball is the 3D of the circle. Understand those shapes. After you have already drawn those three, just train yourself to add some shades here and there. You can find the cell shade video tutorial Photoshop I already did on my channel with a PSD file on Google Drive, so please download it and try here and there to understand the shade and the body parts with the shades. It's a ball already shaded, so try those. If you would like to send me your artwork so we can include it in my next videos, or I can adjust it and learn, teach you your errors, give you some advice. It will be fun. The third tip to the first question is to stabilize your hands. how to make line art, how to make your fine line art, stabilize your hand. Many of us while drawing, I've watched many of us just when they hold the pencil or hold the pen tablet, they are moving their hands left to right, up and down, scratching the canvas, stretching the paper. It's annoying to the eye. It doesn't help you to translate whatever is going in your mind. Try to stabilize your hand by moving into one direction while drawing. Don't move back and forth. Don't move back and forth, move back and forth. It will make a zigzag lines. It will be unable to anyone to understand those lines. It will feel so scratchy, so annoying to the eye. It won't have any dynamic line weight, so don't try it. Just stay away from it. Adjust your lines. If you're not satisfied with some kind of line you already did, you can just easily erase it and redo it. It may be hard for those who ever try to draw on paper, but easier for the ones who do it on Photoshop or Clip Pen Studio. You just duplicate the layer and adjust whatever you want. But I know it's very hard on paper, but have some courage. You're not going to improve if you're just being scared, okay? So the next one is to try to draw the figures around you at home, the shapes around you at home. Still life, the glass, fruits, speakers, TV, cupboard, cups, whatever you got in front of you, just try to translate it on paper. Try it on paper, okay? Here's a tip, but I don't recommend it to you guys at first. If you're a beginner, build the mess first, then add a detail, not the other way around. This tip is for the professional ones who would like to draw, higher level ones who know already drawing and how to make line art, but have some difficulties while building a mess. So when you build the mess correctly first, then add details. Here is the answer to your first question: how to make line art. Well, as for the second question, how to make your line art look like an anime. Well, notice the reference here about those anime lines. As you can notice here in the anime lines that it's not about the penciling, it's about the inking. The inking that makes it look like anime. I used to have some issues while I'm trying cell shades on a slick lines. Understanding it benefits it more time until I figured that the dynamics of the line art, it's not the problem. The problem is the brush tip, is the pen tip while you are inking your artwork. When you look at this artwork, I included some pages from the art of Witchblade, an anime. I'm a fan of the line art and the art director about this anime, the character designer. So when you notice those references, you will get it that the inking, the dynamic line, and the weight is the ones we are seeking in answering this question. It takes patience to understand it. It took me a lot of time until I figured a way to adjust the inking with a brush that resembles the Sharpie pens or the inking pens you can find in the stationery store. For those who find it difficult, I stopped using this type of inking pen because my country doesn't support a fine products. You don't get fine Sharpie pens from the US or from Japan. Unipen, snowman. It's not a fine one that used to be, so I had to figure a way. Actually, even started to make my own things, my own inking, but I can't. My inking doesn't fit, so I had to adjust it again, but found it very impure. So had to find a way to make it pure, but it always failed. The process took me about from 5 hours to 6 hours to prepare a small amount of ink, so I had to move the process to be digital. It's fine that way, I'm enjoying it, makes my works look more professional, and I reached my goals into making my art look like an anime. So this is what I want. I always ink my works, as you already seen past videos on Clip Paint Studio. For those who can find it difficult to move to Clip Paint Studio over Photoshop, just try to find a brush pen tip with an inking brush tip that resembles the Sharpie pens or the Snowman or Uniball pen. It's fine, just try to search the web for those kind. If you are too distracted and can't find it, tell me so I can make a brush for you, so makes your job far more easier. Just tell me so if you can do it, okay? Don't be lazy. The third question, I can't do line art. Well, first you'll have to buy a marker, buy a pencil, a colored pencil, start making straight lines from left to right or from right to left, whatever is fine for you, up and down, down and up. Just try it. After you have mastered those for about 100 reps for a single line, if you are going to move from right to left or from left to right, 100 is 100, up and down, up and down, up, here's 100 and 100. Start making curved lines, zigzag lines, each type of line about 100 reps daily for about a month or 2 months. Believe me, you will thank me later. You will be able to draw a line with full control when you are going to weight it or not weight it. So you don't use a ruler at all, okay? Try mimicking other artists' drawing by tracing them on tracing paper. Start tracing them, tracing the out shapes and the inside shape, inside details. Just start tracing. After you start tracing, just start to copy it. After that, you have already made your first step towards art. You have already made your line art. Fine to start the level with this video. After that, I will give you next tips, next advice to make you a true professional. First question, my line art is so bad. Well, I'm going to ask you a question for this question. Ask yourself, how long do you draw? Well, you got two answers for this question. First one, many of you may say weekly, monthly, whenever I got time, and others may say daily from 3 to 10 hours. Well, to tell you the truth, if you answer with the first one, weekly, monthly, whenever I got free time, well, that's not enough for you how to learn or how to produce something worthy you should be proud of. Put more time, put more effort, put more heart into it. so you can reach your daily drawings from 3 hours to 6 hours. Or maybe you are not passionate enough to draw, so you have to make yourself passionate enough by going to the stationery store and getting some equipment or getting some softwares to make yourself more passionate about it. Or maybe you got another gift and didn't discover it yet. As I said before, God made us all humans have different gifts, so don't be worried if your gift is not drawing. Maybe it's music, maybe it's singing. It's never late to try. Rembrandt have discovered he can draw in his late 40s, so never lose hope. It's long road, so you will have to push yourself harder to the limits. Push yourself harder. Just don't be lazy. Don't sit down. Don't relax. There is no time for this. Many will stand against you. Many will push you far away from your dreams. But if you can't fight for your dreams, who is going to fight for you? No one is going to fight for your dreams. Stand for yourself. Fight for your own dreams. Fight for yourself. If your answer is daily from 3 hours to 10 hours, well, be glad, be happy. Actually, you're having an art block. Art block is something we all face. We all artists, professional more than the beginners. Ignore it. Never stop drawing. Art block will tell you to stop. Your art sucks. Well, don't stop. Never stop. How far? You will be amazed by how far you have evolved after you keep practicing and pushing yourself harder. Whenever you get an art block, just do more art. Just do more amazing things you will look at and say it sucks, but it's okay. We all do this. Just keep going forward. Keep moving forward. Don't stop it and open a game. Don't stop it and get down and walk in the streets. Don't stop it and do whatever. You may rest, you have some mind ease, but never let it go. By all means, never let it go out of your grip. Just hold it, work harder, you'll reach your dreams in the end. Your future is what you do daily. Never forget that. Your future is what you do daily. Here's another thing you must do. Stop showing your artwork for others for a while. Because you may listen to some depression and some bad comments that may affect you and make you stop. If you're going to stop yourself, you may leave the drawing for about an hour, half an hour, maybe a day or two. But if you have showed it to another one and he told you bad comments, you may never even return to the same drawing, and you may even return to drawing at all for a long time, for about a week or so. So stop showing your artwork to others at the time of the art block. Or block their comments, whatever you can find it easier. Well, I will tell you more in the next episode, since we got many questions we're going to answer. I'm going to tell you about the line art, how to color line art, Photoshop line art, how to make line art in Clip Paint, line art sketching, why line art is so hard to understand, why is my line art is so pixelated, what's the best process to make line art. Already answered the part of this. Do you do line art for the entire piece first? Well, I got many questions and many more errors to check and have some conversation with you guys, tell you more about it. Many thanks again for watching. I enjoyed my time telling you and sharing my experience with you all. Please, if you like my video, please remember to subscribe and stay tuned for my next videos. Thanks again and goodbye.